Guys, and welcome to the Entertain House YouTube channel. Welcome to the new look for the channel for the tips. It is round 15 of the NRL. It kicks off on Thursday night when the Broncos host the Rabbitohs at Suncorp Stadium. We've got some good games to go through. We're coming off a fantastic round of footy and I really hope we can back it up. But welcome to the new look channel, guys. You do see the Jonathan Thurston ball up here. Luke Burt as well as Nathan Kalis's boot and David Nofaluma. So we'll see throughout the season what we can get and let's go.
Cheers, bro. I wasn't overstuck. Subscribe to Entertainer. Who's going to get the All-Stars tonight? Yeah, I like to entertain now.
Let's get into the first game of footy. On Thursday night sees the Brisbane Broncos hosting the South Sydney Rabbitohs. The Rabbitohs getting a win over the Knights, a scrappy one, 24 points to 10. They were definitely missing Murray and Cook in my opinion, and the Knights just haven't been great. The Broncos were pretty ordinary against the Raiders. They were not great at all. TC Rabadi has been a shining light for them. In my opinion, he has a big future in the NRL if he just continues to play the way he does. And I feel like Selwyn Cobbo has been quite good, so he needs more ball from Brisbane. Let's have a look at the lineups though. As for the Rabbitohs, Benji Marshall is out. Not sure what's happened here, but I think he's been dropped from the side. So Braden Burns gets that number 14 jersey. Thomas Burgess on the bench with Jacob Host also on the bench as Jai Arrow returns to the starting side in jersey number 12. Xavier Coates is back for the Broncos. That is a huge in. And both Jordan Ricky and Reece Kennedy are on the reserves. Look, this game is in Brisbane and Brisbane are meant to be playing well in Brisbane, but they just haven't been this year. They had a competitive game against the Penrith Panthers where they ended up losing that one. Penrith were just too good and they have been all year. As for the Rabbitohs, they've been hot and cold lately, but I think they'll get a really nice win here. I think the trip up to Suncorp will do them good. Be a big confidence boosting win for this side that a lot of people talking about the whole 50 points put on them. They've never gone on to win the premiership, and this Souths team, man, they seem pretty well connected, and I think they'll put on a bit of a score and show us just how good they are this weekend. So I'm going to take the Rabbitohs by 28 here. I think the Rabbitohs will win 42 points to 14. I'm going to go for a bit of a roughie here. I've gone a few this weekend, but I'm going to go jersey number 10, Tavita Totola, to score the first try in the match. I don't even want to know what that's paying, but going with my gut here, as my gut tips good things, just like the Sharks last week against the Penrith Panthers. So, yeah, I'm going to go the Rabbits by 28, and I'm going to take Alex Johnston at any time for this one. So we're going to go 42 points to 14 in favour of the Bunnies. Moving on to the second game of the round. This game is at Queensland Country Bank Stadium up in Townsville, where the Cowboys have been pretty good for the most part at home this season. Jason Taumalolo returns to the side. That's definitely a big in for mine. And Origin debutant Kyle Felt comes back into the side after being rested as well. Besides that, it doesn't look like there's too many changes for the side. Justin O'Neill has been ruled out. As for the Sharks, Wade Graham has been ruled out. Sione Katoa is still on the reserves, so he's a chance of playing, but on the reserves probably could be another week. Sean Johnson kicked a match-winning field goal last week for the Cronulla Sharks against the Penrith Panthers. And go and check out Random Stat Guy on Instagram. Random Stat Guy dropped today that every year that the Cronulla Sharks have kicked a field goal, 19, 18, that they have gone on to make the top 8, and that's happened 4 times. And the Cowboys are boosted at the moment with Taumalolo. Hamiso is probably going to start playing for wanting an Origin jersey with so many injuries and a lot of bad luck coming Queensland's way at the moment. But the Sharks' defence in that second half, last 10 minutes, really worries me. They really let Penrith back into this game, but I think they'll come together. I think there's a few players that are playing for a contract as well. So I'm going to go the Sharks here, and I think they'll get a decent win. I'm actually going to take the Sharks 13 plus. I thought about the Cowboys and what Jason Taumalolo brings to the side, but they've just got 50 put on them. Now, they haven't had 50 put on them, I don't think, in the last decade. It has been a long time since the Cowboys had 50 put on them, and I think it's worrying. I really do. So I'm going to take the Cronulla Sharks 13+. I'm not going to take an absolute blowout, but I am going to take them to win 13+. I'm going to go the Sharks 26 points to 12. I'm going to go with jersey number 4 in the centres, Jesse Ramian, to score the first try of this match. And I think at any time, at home, Taumalolo will barge over for a try, but then the Cowboys will be defeated by the Cronulla Sharks. We saw them lose 48 points to 10 at Cogra earlier in the season, and I think the Sharks will get up for this one, especially after beating an understrength Penrith side last week. Moving on to the next game, I'm really intrigued by this game. You've got the Penrith Panthers up against the Sydney Roosters. The Roosters, for mine, are flying under the radar at the moment. They only just beat the Titans 35-34. Their defence, the Titans' attack, man, where did they come from? But anyway, Penrith are 2 straight losses without their origin stars. Their origin stars are back. They are at home. Viliami Kikau is out, and Paul Momorowski is out as well. Nathan Cleary, Isaiah Yeo, Kurt Capewell, Jerome Luai, Spencer Lanu all return. Well, Spencer is in jersey number 18. As for the Roosters, Takiaho's back for the side. James Tedesco's back. Billy Smith, who didn't get to play in jersey number... He was Latrell's original replacement, and he didn't play in 2020 at all. So he is in jersey number 20. He could play. That would be good. This game's in Penrith. Penrith have been awesome all year. They definitely should get back in the winner's circle here. But you know me, I'm loving an upset. And this is the upset for the round for me. This is going to shock you, but I'm going to tip the Roosters here. It's going to be very close. Now, Boyd Cordner has just announced his retirement from the NRL. He's had a fantastic career with plenty of premierships, and I really want to thank Boyd for just what he's done for this Sydney Roosters side. He's been amazing to watch. The test matches for Australia, the representative for the Blues. He's just been a legend of the game. So big congratulations to Boyd Cordner, and all the best in retirement. And Boyd, I think the Roosters will get up for you this week. I really, really do. I kind of wish the game was a Roosters home game just because of this tip and how good Penrith have been. Penrith's defence has been good, but in the last 2 weeks it's been bad. Now, they get their origin stars back, but that's not to say that this Roosters team will put in a fight. And I think they'll get the job done. I'm going to go the Roosters 24 points to 22. Huge upset. I can't fathom it, but I'm going with it. I'm going to go Matt Ikavalu on the wing for the Roosters to score the first try. He's been in some really good form. Scored the last try of last week's match against the Titans. I think he can cross over first if the Roosters get an early penalty. I reckon it'll be maybe 16 minutes into the match. I'm going to take Liam Martin from the Penrith Panthers in his return to the back row in jersey number 11 to score a try at any time. But there you go. The upset of the round, I'm taking the Roosters over the Panthers, 24 points to 22. The Newcastle Knights up against the Warriors. Now, this is probably one of the games of the round, in my opinion. We've got 2 great back-to-back games in Roosters-Panthers the night before. Then we've got this. Why is this so great? Well, because Kalen Ponga's back for the Knights at fullback. Mitchell Pearce makes his long-awaited return in the jersey number 7. And Heimel Hunt is also back. So is David Klemmer via the bench. That's a really strong Knights side, in my opinion. For the Warriors, Kemba Marlowe, final game, scores a hat-trick. Now it's time for his journey at the Tigers. Chanel Harris-Tavita is out for the season, and Wade Egan is also out. What does this mean? Well, Rocco Berry is in. Sean O'Sullivan is in jersey number 7. Reece Walsh returns from suspension. He's been great to watch all year, man. The Warriors are coming off a big loss. Obviously, Ken scored a hat-trick, but a big loss when I actually tipped them in that game. The Knights have been poor, especially at home this year. It's nice weather predicted on Saturday, I believe. And at Newcastle, I think the Knights will be too good. And I think they'll be real good here. I think we're going to see a good performance from the Knights. I think we're going to see Jake Clifford score the first try of the match. His first try as a Newcastle Knight. Jake Clifford, first try scorer. We're going to go anytime for the Warriors, Ewan Aitken. And we're going to take the Knights by 20 points here. I'm going to go the Knights 30 points to 10. They're a huge boost with Ponga and Pearce back in the side. It's going to be a great game to watch. But I think the Newcastle Knights will be too good for the Warriors. I actually honestly can't see the Warriors winning this game. I really can't. This game's being played at Newcastle. They've been embarrassed all year. They get their main stars back, and I think they'll win big. Knights to win 30-10. This game sees the St. George Illawarra Dragons up against the Canberra Raiders. The Raiders with a nice victory at home against the Brisbane Broncos. It was only against the Broncos though. Bailey Simonson did a really good job at fullback, so he's in the fullback jersey once again for this one. Just trying to see what other changes there are. The Dragons were really poor, losing 28 points to 6 over the Bulldogs. If they lose this game, they're probably going to be outside the 8. Being named in jersey number 21 is Zach Lomax. That's a huge in for me. If he played, it could change the momentum of the game. The Dragons were very poor last week, so they'll definitely want to get a win here in Wollongong on Saturday. As for the Raiders, Elijah Anderson is out. Matt Frawley and Hudson Young have been named via the reserves, and Ryan James in jersey number 21 for this one as well. So no changes for that one. Look, when I looked at this game yesterday, the Dragons were favourites. And I was all over Canberra. I got Canberra at, I think, $2. I think the Raiders will win this big. I really do. I think their season turns around here. I'm not saying they make top 4. I'm not even saying they make top 8. But I think they're going to be playing some better footy. They look like Josh Papali'i brought a lot to the side. Harawira Naira's in some great form. Hodgson played a good game the other day. Everyone was just really, really involved. And I want to see that again from Canberra. I'm not even going to take a Dragons try scorer here, but I am going to take them to score more than 10 points. I'm going to go the Raiders to win 32 points to 16. I think that the Raiders will be too good here. They just will be too good. The Dragons were awful. I expect a much better performance, but I just can't trust them. And the fact that they've been sitting in that 8 and playing so bad as of recent, they put 52 on the Broncos, but they conceded 24. That first half was like spoon bowl. I said it. And that's what I saw from the Dragons last week. So if the Dragons win this game, whoop-de-doo. They're inconsistent. I'm going to go the Raiders. Raiders to win 32 points to 16. First try scorer, Elliot Whitehead in the back row to cross. And at any time via the bench, better impact. I think it might be his first try of the season if he does score as well. I'm going to go with Tom Starling. To finish it off on Saturday night with an absolute bludger, you've got the West Tigers at away team against the Melbourne Storm at Sunshine Coast due to the current situation in Victoria. The Storm were good against the Warriors. Jesse Bromwich is out for this one. Christian Welch is in. Cooper Johns is in via the reserves. George Jennings is back on the wing for the Storm. Nelson Asafa-Solomona returns from suspension. Adam Dewey is out and Billy Walters is out for this one. So Mbai and Luke Brooks back in the halves for the Tigers. Kemba Marlowe makes his Tigers debut. As for that, there's not too much else to speak about. Look, Tigers will score a try in the game, I think. I don't think they'll be kept to nil. I think people might tip them to be kept to nil, because this Melbourne side has been great all year. I think they'll score a try. I think it'll be a long night for the Tigers. I honestly think at this point, with the way the Bulldogs played yesterday, with the way the Broncos started playing the season, not too bad, even though they weren't winning games, the Tigers for me are probably still my pick for the wooden spoon. I think the Bulldogs should get it, arguably, and I don't think the Bulldogs will beat the Eels, spoiler alert. But I think the Tigers have been really, really shocking this year. They've been just inconsistent, shocking. Yeah, I can't go on. Storm to win 30-6. I think this is one of the biggest. I don't think I've tipped a team this year to score under 10 points. Well, here it is. I think I might have tipped a nil. Actually, I might have tipped the Broncos over the Bulldogs, something to nil, maybe. Anyway, Storm 30-6. First try scorer, I'm going to go with the number 7, Jerome Hughes, and anytime the number 9, Brandon Smith. I just want to say, Brandon Smith's been in some great form. Harry Grant brought a lot to the side when he came on against the Warriors, but Brandon Smith has just been great. So I'm glad Brandon Smith has gotten that number 9 jersey for the last couple of weeks. But Tigers to score a try, Storm to win big. Next game sees my Parramatta Eels up against the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now, I will be at this game. I'm really looking forward to this one. Mike Acevo is suspended for this one. Will Smith is also out. So Sean Russell, I believe he's making his NRL debut. Yeah, he's making his NRL debut on the wing. Besides that, not too many changes. Blake Ferguson's named jersey number 19. Nathaniel Roach in jersey number 17. So he'll make his Eels debut. Keegan Hipgrave has been named in the 16 with Bryce Cartwright dropping to the bench as reserves, as well as Oregon Kaufusi. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak is named in jersey number 21 for the Bulldogs, and jersey number 19 is Kyle Flanagan. The Bulldogs, what a confidence-boosting win against the Dragons, 28 points to 6 yesterday. They were fantastic. It was probably the best I've seen the Bulldogs play in a long time. I'm really looking forward to Regan Campbell-Gillard up against Jack Hetherington. This should be a fantastic clash. But I think Parramatta will be too good here. I think we're going to see a grind here though, guys. I really think it's going to take a little bit for Parramatta to get really into the game. And I think that Parramatta will win 1-12. I'm not going into this one taking Para 13 plus confidently. The way the Bulldogs played yesterday, the way that they have turned up against us for numerous years and grinded out in this rivalry game, I'm going to take us by 12. I'm going to go Isaiah Papali'i to score the first try of the match. I think he's definitely due. He's up against Adam Elliott. I'm going to go with Sean Lane off the bench to score at any time in this one in jersey number 15 up against Dylan Napa. I'm going to go the Eels to win 24 points to 12. I could see us winning this maybe 30 to 12, similar to what it was last time. But I don't think we'll win this by 50. If people are tipping Eels by 50, I think you're dreaming. So I'm going to go the Eels to win 24 points to 12. And the final game of the round sees the Titans at home up against the Seagulls. The Titans, oh, what a comeback from the Titans to be down 30-4 and lead 34 points to 30. And Matt Ikuvalu and then Sam Walker pretty much securing that Rookie of the Year spot. You can't argue at the moment. Reece Walsh, Dane Laurie, Josh Schuster. There's so many players in contention, but Sam Walker may have sealed it with a field goal on the weekend. Last time these two sides met, Manly just embarrassed the Gold Coast. It was a bloodbath for them. The Titans have not been great. They were good against the Roosters in the second half, but I just don't trust them to put in back-to-back performances, especially with Tom Trbojevic back and the Seagulls coming off a very lethal 50-point scoreline. I'm going to take Manly by 16 here. I think they'll be way too good. Kevin Proctor is out for the Titans, and so is Easton Masters. Jai Whitbread is back on the bench. Anthony Don is on the reserves, and AJ Brimson in jersey number 21. So he's a chance to return from a knee injury, which will be a big in for the Titans, but I think Manly will be too good. They will run rampant and they'll win 26 points to 10. I'm going to go Ola Kalatu in the back row, another back rower to score the first try for the Seagulls, and you've got to go Tommy Turbo. So those are my tips, guys. Outrageous tips this week with the Sydney Roosters beating the Panthers. That means the Panthers lose 3 in a row. I don't know if I can see it happening. Maybe it's just Boyd Cordner's retiring, playing mind games with me, but tipped the Sharks last week over the Panthers. Tipped Manly to get their first win against the Warriors earlier in the season, which not many people tipped in that one. So I've been on fire. Speaking of being on fire, I'm so sorry that the best bet didn't get up by 4 points last week, guys. We took unders in the Raiders and Broncos. 1 try over by 4 points. Very upsetting there. We're going to go with 2 here. We're going to go with best bet. I'm going to go the Raiders head-to-head against the Dragons. The Roosters to cover the line of 11.5 against the Panthers. They'll keep it to a 10-point contest for sure, even if they go down in defeat. I'm going to take the Knights head-to-head with all their stars back at home. They'll be too good for the Warriors. And under 50 points for the Eels and Dogs game. That gets you $10, guys. So that's my best bet of the week. My 4 try scorers last week, I couldn't believe it. We had Justin Olam, we had Sebastian Chris, we had Clint Gutherson, and we had Michaeli Ravalawa. Ravalawa didn't score. We got 3 out of 4. We're going to go a bit roughy this week. We're going to go Isaiah Papali'i from the Parramatta Eels to score a try at any time. We're going to go the power of the Tom, and we're going to go with Tommy Turbo to score a try at any time in his Sea Eagles Titans match. We're going to also go with Tom Starling off the bench for the Raiders. He's due a try. He's $5, probably my roughie for the week. And I took him for first try scorer in the Sharks and Cowboys game. We're going to go with Jesse Ramian. If all 4 score, you get $44. Guys, that's it from me. Make sure you do like and subscribe to the video. There are some huge things coming to the channel, so I'm really looking forward to some future announcements in the coming week. Still working on merch. I was going to say 2.0, but technically 3.0 because it's technically the 3rd release. Let me know your tips in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. We are 94 subscribers away from the 3K giveaway. I can't wait to give away some awesome prizes. Guys, I'll see you later.
Subscribe to entertain us.